Right, this is Matt Ogle with VYPE Media. I'm speaking today with
Neil Wisener, head coach of Klein Cain baseball.
All right, so tell me, Coach, you said you finished about 12-17 last year, so some room to improve, but you mentioned you were very competitive regardless. So based off of those successes and things to work on, how do you think your team's built upon that for this upcoming season?
Well, I think we've got a lot of fire in our belly with that. A lot of guys, we have a lot of returning starters and a lot of guys who played valuable varsity innings last year, and a lot of guys that played that for the first time. So they really got a good taste of what it's going to be like in this district to succeed. And all I've heard all offseason is how anxious everybody is to get back and how excited everybody is to get back and make up for that bad stretch we had to end the season last year. We've had a fantastic offseason. The guys have worked their tails off in the weight room and made a lot of really positive gains. So I've seen a huge improvement. We're going to have a lot of, like I said, returning starters back. We have all of our pitching back, save for one pitcher from last year. So we've got a lot of guys who logged varsity innings for us on the mound in tournaments and in district, and I think we're going to be able to improve upon that quite a bit.
Definitely, nothing beats experience whenever it comes to the starting, and especially in the pitching. You got to have a really good dugout, a bullpen to advance. So what are your expectations for this season then?
I try not to put any kind of a certain win totals on as far as expectations, but I do expect us to play a much better brand of baseball than we played last year, and to be able to finish out innings a lot better than we did previously. That was our biggest struggle last year, is we were very competitive for most ball games most of the time, and then we would run into a tough inning we just could not find a way to get out of. And I really think that having that experience and being able to draw from that to figure out what we need to do to close out those innings is going to be a huge help for us. But I don't want to put a win total number on it, but I do expect that we're going to play a lot better baseball this season, especially down the stretch. And I couldn't be more excited for this upcoming season.
That's understandable. Klein is a very competitive district, as you mentioned. You got Oak, Collins, some very talented groups. If the playoffs are on the horizon, how do you think this team could have fared from competing in a district like this?
It's definitely going to prepare you tremendously. We've got not only a very tough district with Tomball as well, Tomball Memorial, very good baseball programs. Tomball is stacked with talent. They've got some really talented players that are pretty much all returning from last year. Klein Oak, a lot of good returning ball players. Klein, a lot of good returning ball players. And then Klein Collins is always going to be tough. Very good head coaching over there, and always gets his guys prepared to play. But being in this district can't do anything but prepare you for your tough first round, because we've got Cy-Fair district in the first round. So it's going to be a very tough opponent no matter what seed you are. But this district is a grind. It's a tough district. We have gone out and gotten into some really good tournaments as well. So we faced some of the top teams in the state this year: Lubbock Monterey, Lubbock Cooper, Cy Woods, the Woodlands, Kingwood. So a lot of really good baseball programs that I think that are going to really help us out preparing our guys for that postseason that we hope to be in.
Oh, definitely. Oh, damn, those are some of the top teams in the state. Last question: who do you think some of your key contributors are going to be for this program this spring?
Well, we've got our two returning starting pitchers, Justin Gilmore and Ian Stanley, are both going to be big contributors for us. I think they're going to both do really well on the mound. Justin was the starting pitcher last year for us, and Ian mixed in some bullpen time and some starts as well. And I really do anticipate those guys doing a really good job on the mound. Carlo Almendarez is our shortstop. Hit over 400 last year as a first-year varsity player. Fantastic fielder, fantastic at the plate, and just works his tail off. Blaine Bullard is a center fielder and pitcher for us, and I really expect a big season from him. He's a returning starter as a junior. He was a starter as a sophomore last year for us, and threw for us in a relief role and was just lights out from the bullpen. Plays a fantastic center field, switch hits, great on the base paths. And then Cooper McEnroe is really our kind of the meat of our order. Is Cooper McEnroe is our third baseman. He'll be in the middle of that lineup, 3, 4, 5 holes somewhere in that area. Fantastic at the plate, good leader, plays his tail off. Plays as hard as anybody's going to play. Great kids to coach, all of them. Braden Cox is another returning starter that I think is going to have a good year for us. He had a tough ending to last year, but his front of the district season and tournaments were really good, and he's had a great off season. He's gotten a lot bigger, a lot stronger. He'll mix in some bullpen innings for us as well. He'll play right field for us. Behind the plate, we have returning starter Chase Hembry, who is a good leader out there on the ball field. He's a good behind the plate, does everything we ask him to do. Jose Garcia is a returning starting first baseman, who's had a good offseason as well, and again some good learning experiences last year as a first-time varsity player as a sophomore. And Colin Aloisio is going to be a middle infielder / relief pitcher for us. So I think all of those guys are going to be really big contributors for us. I mean, they all played varsity baseball last year and had moments where they played really well. And so I think with that experience and just another year of growth that they're going to really blossom for us.
Dang, sounds like the whole lineup's going to be returning starters.
We're only missing two returning starters from last year. Two kids that went on to play JUCO ball for us off that team. So we didn't lose a lot of experience. Those guys are big holes to fill. They were key contributors for us. So it's going to be tough to replace those guys. But we do return 6 position players and all our pitching staff basically. So yeah.
Sounds like you got a plan going. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time, Coach.
Hey, no problem.
Wish you the best of luck. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks.